Good morning, children. In last class, we are discussing about the cell, the basic unit of life. Do you know why the cell is called basic unit of life? Because the life of every living organism is starts with a single cell. So cell is called a basic unit of life. Who discovered the cell? Cell was discovered by Robert Hooke in 1665. In which year Robert Hooke discovered the cell? In 1665. He observed the cell first in a thin slice of cork. Actually, cell is a Latin word. It means little room. Little room. So the cells appears like a little room. Appears like a little room. Already in last class we observed discussing about the observation of cells in onion peel. Cells in onion peel. How the cells in onion peel are arranged? The cells in onion peel are arranged in a rows. Next, now we are discussing about how can we observe the cells in our cheek cells. In our cheeks, observation of cheek cells. Observation of cheek cells. For observing cheek cells, first we take wooden or plastic spoon. Wooden or plastic spoon. Okay. Wash the spoon thoroughly. Wash the spoon thoroughly. And scratch the inner surface of our cheek. Collect the scrap. Put it in a drop of water on a slide. Cover the scrap with a cover slip and observe under the microscope. When we observe the scrap cells under the microscope, the scrap cells appears in this structure. While we observing our scrap human cheek cells under the microscope, the human cheek cells appears like this. Okay, this is the process of observation of human cheek cells. While conducting this activity, we have to take some precautions. That is, first one is don't scrap the inner surface too hard. It may lead to injuries. And second one, wash the spoon thoroughly with water. That is about observation of cheek cells. Okay. Next one. Next, nucleus. In each and every cell, a dense pointed like structure, round, dense, pointed like structure is called nucleus. Do you know who discovered the nucleus? Nucleus was first discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. Who discovered the nucleus? Nucleus was first discovered by Robert Brown in which year? In 1831. He observed the nucleus in orchid leaf. Orchid leaf. While he observed nucleus in orchid leaf, while he observing the nucleus, we observe some of the pores-like structures. We observe some of the pores-like structures. The pores-like structures are called stromata. Stromata. Where they are present? They are present in the leaves. They are looks like a pores. What is the use of these stromata? Stromata are helps in exchanging of gases. Exchanging of gases. Okay, that is about the nucleus. That is about the nucleus. Okay, who discovered the nucleus? Nucleus was first discovered by Robert Brown in which year? 1831. And he observed the nucleus in orchid leaf. Orchid leaf. While observing nucleus, we can observe some of the small pores-like structures called stromata. Stromata are helps in exchanging of gases. Exchanging of gases. Okay, next here we are discussing about the cells and its structure. Already you know all the cells are surrounded by a membrane. The cell surrounded by a membrane is called cell membrane. Okay. A round, dense body-like structure. It is called nucleus. Okay. The space present between the cell membrane and nucleus. Is filled with a jelly-like substance. Is filled with a jelly-like substance. This jelly-like substance is called cytoplasm. If you observe any cells, the cells are surrounded by a membrane. That membrane is called cell membrane. In almost all the cells, a round, dense body-like structure is present called nucleus. The space present between the cell membrane and nucleus is filled with a jelly-like substance called cytoplasm. If you observe cells in onion peel and human cheek cells, what are the differences we can observe between the cells of onion peel and human cheek cells? Human cheek cells are the animal cells and onion peel cells are the plant cells. If you observe both onion peel cells and human cheek cells, we can find some of the differences. For example, in human cheek cells, the cell is surrounded by only one membrane. In human cheek cells. If you observe cells in onion peel, cell membrane is common both in human cheek cells and in cells of onion peel. But in cells of onion peel, another membrane is present over the cell membrane. Another membrane is present over the cell membrane. Another membrane is present over the cell membrane. This another membrane is called cell wall. Cell wall is present only in plant cells and it is absent in animal cells. It is absent in animal cells. So these are the differences we can observe while we compare human cheek cells and cells of onion peel. Cells of onion peel. Okay. Next we are discussing about diversity in cells. Diversity in cells. So millions of organisms are present on the earth. Millions of organisms are present on the earth, but they are not in same size and shape. Different organisms are in different size or in different shapes. And the number of cells present in the organism is also different from one to another. So based on that, organisms are mainly categorized into two types. On what basis? Based on the number of cells present in the organisms. Based on the number of cells present in the organisms. Organisms are categorized into how many types? Two types. What are they? Unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms. On what basis they are categorized? Based on the number of cells present in the organisms. Organisms are mainly categorized into two types. They are unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. First we are discussing about the unicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, uni means single. Uni means single. So what is meant by unicellular organisms? Organisms with a single cell. Organisms with a single cell are called unicellular organisms. Okay, single cell is present in them throughout the life. Throughout the life. Example. Amoeba. Example, amoeba. Next, multicellular organisms. Already we know what is meant by multi. Multi means more. Multi means more. Organisms with more number of cells. Organisms with more number of cells are called multicellular organisms. Example, cat, dog, humans, etc. These are examples for multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms. Okay. In unicellular organisms, the example is amoeba. If we observe the structure of amoeba, it has no regular shape. There is no regular shape. Means there is no proper shape to amoeba. If you observe the structure of amoeba has no regular shape, and a finger-like projection is present in amoeba. Finger-like projection is present in amoeba. This is called pseudopodia. In pseudopodia, pseudo means false. Podia means feet. Okay. The finger-like projection present in amoeba is called pseudopodia. In pseudopodia, pseudo means false and podia means feet. And what is the use of pseudopodia to amoeba? The pseudopodia helps in movement and feeding. Movement and feeding. Movement means locomotion. Okay, it helps to move from one place to another place, and it is also helps in feeding of amoeba.